blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in.
Here's a good example of how amateur players get in trouble. And this one ball shot appears to be easier in the side, so they'll take that. And then they'll go all the way down table and back up through traffic in hopes of getting right on the two ball or even getting a shot on the two ball. So they're basically hoping for luck, and this game is not about luck. The reason shooting it down in the right-hand corner pocket is because although, the shot is not easy on the two ball, it allows natural position on the three. And natural position would mean natural position to get on the four and back on the five. So they're just not thinking, and they're doing things the hard way in an effort or in a hope to get lucky. And that was another shot where they would go all the way back up table in an effort to get right on the five or on the 8 ball. If you get this position on the 8, you can just wrap around like I did 2 rails or 3 rails to bounce off and be perfect on the 9 ball. So yeah, they're doing things the hard way. They're not thinking it through the right way, and the result is losing. In all 3 of these games, you'll see me breaking off the left-hand side round. I don't like doing this, but we're going to talk more about this at the end of the video. That was a good break, but I did not want to make the 1 ball in the side. When you break from that position, the 1 ball is going to go toward that side pocket. But if you ask me, you want it to bounce off the side and come down in front of the left-hand corner pocket up here to have an opening shot. Everything's going pretty smooth. My stroke is a little, wonky, but the balls are spreading good, and I'll tell you why they're spreading good again at the end of this video. So I have a separate vlog at the end here if you want to stay tuned for it. A lot of 2 railers in this game from what I remember. And here I'm going up under the 8 ball. And I get a little bad on the 8 ball. So I need to slow down. You see how fast that game went. It was just a couple seconds long. So here's where I have to force myself to slow down and really, take the rack off, take a minute, gather your thoughts, get right, walking to the line. Be careful. It was a hard shot there. It was the only hard shot of the game, and that's a result of the balls breaking good. This is not a gimme. Don't ever take these 9-ball shots for granted. This can be missed. All it takes is a little flinch in your arm. Breathe. You can't hold your breath, guys. It'll screw you up. You can't jump up, you can't twist your wrist, you gotta stay focused on positive stuff, all that good stuff. And here's a 2-pack to bring an end to the play portion of this video. And the cue ball really got away from me, and you can see again the 1 ball went in the side, and it's not what I want. You can't really predict where the 2 ball is going, and so you don't want to be at the mercy of having a shot on it. If I had parked that cue ball in the center of the table, we have a great shot on the 2 ball. But that 2 ball wouldn't be there if I had hit. Yeah, that was the only way to get right I had to shoot that bank or, play a safety. It was the only way possible to get right on the 3 ball. And this, I had to take a long shot just because of where the 9 and the 7 ball are. Trying to get a closer shot on that 4 ball would have been my doom. So, and that's another thing, not so good players, or not inconsistent players keep on making the mistake of trying to get closer to balls, and at the risk of just losing, if you have a shot and you're at the right angle and can get position on the next ball, then who cares how long you shot it? And this, I'm straight in on the 6, and I don't know what happened there. I just didn't draw back enough. So now I'm forced to bring out my shot maker, and this could have been doom here because I shot it a little bit too hard, because that's a thin cut, so the cue ball is going to be traveling a lot. And banging in that 8 could have went anywhere, and so could the cue ball. So luckily I hit it full and just bumped it up, but again, you can't rely on this luck. Here's another shot you should never ever take for granted. You got a little bit of a cut here, and people screw these up all the time. They can be really deceiving if you don't take a good look at them. So we're going to fast forward through this racking part, because it's just going to bore y'all, and I don't want to talk your ear off too much. I talk your ear off again at the end of this video, you'll see. Yeah, my back was hurting at this point because I had spent like 3 hours just doing nothing but working on the brake. And before I just decided to put together a couple of runouts for you guys. And yeah, I don't like where the 2 ball is. And again, the 1 ball went in the side, and I'm really trying to avoid that. I did finally figure out I have to hit the balls really hard from breaking off that left-hand side rail if I want it to get the best action. And you can see the action on on the brakes. The balls are spreading good. This time they're bunched all up in the middle of the table, but they're still all very runnable. And here actually was a lot of 2-railers in this game. And you see where the 3 ball is and where the 4 ball is. And if I go to, or even, see, I screwed that up. That was dreadful. Now look what I have on the 4 ball. Maybe the hardest shot in the world of pool. And even if I make this shot, how am I going to get on the 5? I really, 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 truly have to hit this my best. And this is bringing out my A game. And I really don't want to show this much. It's a good stroke there. And I do get on the 5. It's a little bit hairy with the 8 ball there. But yeah, I'm pretty much straight in for the top left-hand corner, and all I have to do is draw back and try hard not to hit that 8 ball at all. So this forces me to go back up table to get right, but right on the 8 means an angle to get on that 9 ball. People tend to forget that this is not an easy. See, it's too much of an angle. I'm too far on the left-hand side of that 8. And the only thing I can do is try to baby it in and get up underneath the 9 ball. And you can see I didn't baby it enough. I should have soft rolled that in. But I was kind of afraid of scratching in the right hand bottom corner, so I just decided to take a difficult shot. And here's the result of that. Yeah. But look, it's gone down. Did you see that? Nobody saw that. You didn't see that. I just put it on YouTube for the world to see. I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. That was a trick shot, and I made it, and I don't care what you say. Let's get on to the vlog, dudes and chicks. Thank you, gals, for coming by. I have 8% women here. There's a phone. I gotta run. The break. Too many amateur players never work on it and underestimate the importance of it because they're not at that level where the break is making or breaking them. They'll eventually find out if they continue to improve and get on the higher levels of pools that it all comes down to the break. So you have two lower level players, and neither one of them is a run out player, and the break really doesn't factor very much. But later down the road when they have progressed their game, and now they are a run out player, and they're matching up with another run out player, they're going to find out real quick that the player who has the best break is going to win that match, and they're going to wish they had focused more on the break for all those years they were playing. And it's the same with all, with the highest levels of pool. The people that are winning these tournaments consistently are the players that have a better break. They're all run-out players. The guy that wins these tournaments over and over again, he's got the better break. You might not recognize that on the tube of view, but if you really start analyzing things, you're going to see it. And Willie Mosconi, who hated 9-ball, and ironically has the biggest tournament in the world named after him, he denounced 9-ball. He didn't like it one bit, and part of that reason was because the break plays too much of a factor in the game. But regardless, it is what it is, and we have to take what it is and do the best we can with it. You really should work on your break if you're any kind of pool player, because the game's going to come up somewhere along the line, and if you don't have a good break, you're going to get beat by a good player. Most amateur players find a place on the table to where they're comfortable breaking from, and then they break from that place on every table they go to. And then they wonder why their break's not working. Every single table has a different break spot, a different place on the table where the balls are reacting better off the break, and it's easier to control the cue ball off the break. So for each table that you come to, you're going to have to find this break spot, which can take a lot of dialing in and a lot of work. So if you ever go to a tournament that's well run, and the matches are scheduled and the table is scheduled for that match, and you really pay attention to what's going on around you, you'll see that the better players will come out and watch the match on the table that they're about to play on. And what they're doing is they're looking for the break spot so they don't have to dial in the table. So they'll watch the other players and where they're breaking from. And this is one reason why the home court player, if there's a tournament in a pool room and the player plays in that pool room every day, they have the advantage because they've already have every table figured out and where the break spot is on each table. Complicating this issue is the break spots change with the weather, the humidity, what's going, how the table is being used, and they change. And all throughout last fall and last winter, the break spot on this old Brunswick table that you see me playing on was 3/4 of a diamond left of center, right? So that's where I broke from. I found the break spot, and just broke every game from that break spot, and it worked out great. And one day I came in, one day recently, and they weren't breaking right from there. So because of this old Brunswick table is made from solid wood, wood expands and contracts with the change in temperature. So each time that happens, the table takes time to settle, and you're going to have a new spot on the table to break. I'm breaking off the left-hand side rail, and it's not because I want to. I hate breaking off the rail, but that's where the balls are getting the most action off breaking from the left-hand side rail. So now I have to figure out, well, how hard do I need to hit them, or how soft, and it's hard for me to keep a straight stroke shooting off the rail. So I've got this weird thing going on with my bridge hand. I'll show it to you. It's a combination of a rail bridge and a closed bridge, and kind of a tripod bridge kind of shape. And that's what's working for me. And you also have to press down on that bridge hand, or put some of your body weight on that bridge hand, or I do, to keep a straight stroke. It's tough for me. I don't want to break from there, but that's what's working.
Go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed 'em. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed 'em.